Welcome to the Purdue Dairy Digest. I'm Dr. Jackie Borman. In today's episode of the Dairy Digest, we will talk about the importance of dairy farms focusing on employees. I went to a Labor Insights meeting last week that was focused on reducing employee turnover in animal agriculture. While there were several take-home messages for me, I want to share some of the things that were discussed during that meeting. The reason for focusing on reducing turnover is that currently there is not a large labor pool to select from, and the economic cost of turnover is substantial. If employee turnover happens within the first 90 days of employment, the cost is 50% of the annual salary. That means if an employee who makes $30,000 per year leaves within the first 3 months of employment, it costs the farm $15,000 to replace that employee. The cost is from reduced productivity and finding and training the next employee. In addition, with proper training, it takes up to 2 years for a person to meet their full potential. If we have high turnover, it is costing dairy farms a significant amount of money. Therefore, we have to work on becoming a place where employees want to stay for extended periods of time because time is needed to develop skill and consistency. The first area to focus on is onboarding and training. If you think back to the first time you started a new job, you probably did not really know what to expect. Depending on who you are, that may have made you uncomfortable. If we think about someone starting a new job on a dairy farm who has not previously worked on a dairy, there are a lot of questions they probably have. In order to make the new employee feel more prepared, letting them know when to show up, what to wear, when they will be done, and what they will be doing that first day will help a new employee. Research done on employee retention found that during onboarding, when a company focused on how great that company was, they had higher turnover than when a company focused on the employee themselves. People need to feel valued in order to want to go to work. Therefore, from the beginning, having a focus on the employee sets the culture for that farm. Another interesting point was that most people need to do something in order to understand it. If most of your training is done through talking or watching a video, they may not truly understand what they're supposed to do. The best recommendation that was given is to do a training video for exposure to a task, followed by a discussion with a current employee who performs that task, and then the new employee would perform the task themselves. When an employee understands why they are doing what they are doing, it increases the likelihood of compliance to procedures. The last point I want to emphasize is the importance of engaging the person for whom the decision will impact. There are so many decisions that have to be made on a farm each day, so that may seem impractical. However, if you're proposing a change like milking order, having a discussion with the milkers and the people who move cows to the parlor makes a lot of sense. The first thing is that they are the ones who currently do the work. They may have solutions you have not thought of. Secondly, people want to be heard. Allowing people to voice their opinions and come up with solutions increases buy-in for that decision. Many of the people who work on dairy farms are cow people and not necessarily people. However, if we want to build a team who works together and can rely on each other's strengths and opinions to get the job done well, we have to focus more on the people on our teams. In order to reduce employee turnover and improve the working environment on farms, we need to focus on the people. If you are a subscriber to the podcast, can you do us a favor and rate us in iTunes? If you're not a subscriber, become one today, and you can listen to this podcast at your own time. Thank you.